notion that a movement towards the edge and a movement towards the end are similar natures, one which is right there in the beginning of Scripture. Right there in the beginning of Scripture. When Adam and Eve fall, they are told that they will die. That's not immediately what happens, is it? In fact, what happens is they move away from the central tree, past the walls of the garden, and out into the wilderness. And similarly, Adam, as he moves out from the center into history, Adam and Eve are given garments of skin, an outer layer of animality, an outer layer of death to protect them from death. And if our mind is struggling to get a sense of what that means, it's very difficult to understand. We were given protection of death, a layer of death to protect us from death. I always think of a vaccine. It's probably the best image for that. The garment of skin is seen by the church fathers as all that is added to our nature in the world of the fall. The layers of society, of technology, those are the flip side, and in a way, they're of the same nature as our weakness and the passions which come from the world of death. St. Gregory of Nyssa tells us that the hairs on our body are a symbol of death. They're without feeling and dead, and appear as our spatial extremities, the very limit of our garments of skin, just as death appears as our temporal extremity of this earthly life. The giants in the Bible, those that appeared before the flood, were the sign of confusion and mixture, wrapped in inappropriate sexual desire. In the tradition of Enoch, they're seen as the origin of technology and magic, and they were known to create hybrids. They're full of excess, reveling in conflict until absolute chaos could no longer be held at bay, and the world was undone in the waters. Until absolute chaos could no longer be held at bay, the world was undone in the waters. The ceremony of innocence was drowned in sophisticated, hybrid, non-binary fluid categories. And in a very parallel way, the ancients described the world geographically as a giant island surrounded by a vast ocean whose fringes were inhabited by impossible monsters. These signs of the breakdown and the confusion, the confusion of categories, which is death. Basically, the cosmic garments of skin.
Should I've never been okay, I've never been fine. Never relaxed, a pair of eyes to my back, trying to compensate for the spine that I lack. Greatest things I did, always under direction or someone else's intellectual protection. The path of my own, a tale of fought recession. I couldn't even claim I always saved for